Welcome to lab 3.4 if my calculations are correct. What we're going to do is we're going to learn how to make reporter blocks. Reporter blocks are these blocks that look a little bit circular. Let's see, like the sensing blocks. Let's say mouse X and mouse Y. When I click on this, it tells me where the sprite is. So it's something that tells you something. So we're going to make reporter blocks. And first, write a custom snap reporter block called min that determines which of the two numbers is smaller and reports the value. If the two numbers are equal, report either one. Okay, so let's go to snap. We're going to make a block. And we're going to call this min. And right here, this is a command block, a reporter block, and a predicate block. Click on reporter. So now we want to give two arguments into this block, two different numbers. Let's click on number, and we'll call this number 1. Then we'll have another one, we'll call it number 2. So now that we have two numbers being called in, we want to say if this number is bigger than that number, then report this number. Okay, so we're going to need an if statement. Actually, I think an if-else statement would work pretty well. And the operators are comparisons. So remember, minimum, so I want to do a less than sign. So if number 1 is less than number 2, we want to know which one's the minimum, which one's smaller. So we want to report number 1. Let's put, we want this block to report number 1 because it's smaller. And if it's not smaller, then the other one's either smaller or equal. So let's report that number. It said report either 1 if they're equal. So this is sufficient. Okay? So press OK. And now we did our first min block. Now the second part says make a max block. Write a custom snap reporter block called max that determines which of the two numbers is larger and reports the value. If the two numbers are equal, report either one. Okay, so it's really doing the same exact thing. So since it's so similar, I'm going to copy exactly what I did. Let's call this max. It's a reporter block. And let's kind of copy everything that I did, put it over here, get rid of that. We need still number 1 and number 2. Okay, and then number 2, we're going to make and we'll call it number. Alright, excellent. So now you have your two blocks. Oh, here's the one thing, is they still do the same thing. If number 1 is smaller than number 2, we want to report, we want to report the number that's bigger in max. So let's switch these. Now we are done.